Hello, my name's Steve. This is my business partner, Austin. And today we're going to talk about a topic that gets a little bit of a bad rap. Some of it's justified, some of it's not. Cold outreach. And I know me and Austin ourselves, we don't like to cold call. So we don't even talk about it because we don't do it. Um, we started from scratch like everybody else. And how did we do that? Well, just one simple way is we got Dallas, Texas roofers up here. Is you could start a Dallas directory if you lived in Dallas or wherever you live. Start a little directory, um, Dallas business directory, and tell these businesses you'll let them in there for free. And when they're in there, when they sign up for it, you can talk to them about their business and show them you know what you're doing. You can say, hey, I did notice that your Google business profile could use work on this and this. Let them know that you're an expert in it, and that goes a long way towards building up credibility. People know you, people like you. Maybe you can get them on there in a short time. You can try to get some business from them. It's worked for me in Austin. We picked up. That's how we pretty much got started with our first client. Is that exactly? Uh, Austin's going to talk to you about cold outreach on emails. But one thing I just wanted to point out, and I think we mentioned it earlier, but it's worth saying again, that it's easier to start with people that you do business with yourself. If you don't know anybody, you've got no relatives, you've got no friends that own a business. Let's say that you had Firehouse Roofing do your last job. You can call them and say, "Hey, I appreciated the good job you did for us." And just kind of reach out that way and let them know that what your business is. Businesses like to work with other local businesses. That's just a fact. So if you reach out to somebody who you've hired before, you're more than likely, or well, not more than likely, but you have a much better chance than somebody off the street of getting that job. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Austin for cold outreach ideas.
Do you think Dallas is too big to do a directory on?
And Dallas is big to do a directory on, but you might have to narrow it down to part of Dallas or whatever certain areas they might have. But you want to have at least, um, I would say, a $40,000 group of people, and if you can figure out how to map that out, that's what I would do. The whole cities might be hard, but there's also a lot of opportunity there.
$40,000 group of people.
At least 40,000 people. I meant
Okay.
40,000 people in a group.
Um. So some problems with cold outreach. You lead off. You're basically only talking about yourself. You're like, oh, we offer SEO, web design, social media. Boring. No one cares what you do really. You just send some really generic like script that's just chat GPT a script to send to 500 people and people can tell it's inauthentic. Or you lead with the service instead of the problem. You ask too much too soon, like, can we call a 30 minute or can we get a 30-minute call this week just to a stranger, which I mean eventually you'll have to do that, but not on the first message. You have to build a little bit of rapport first. Um you don't really do any research and just seems like, well, I guess that goes with the generic script, like it's just very copy paste. The one mistake is treating outreach like an ad instead of the beginning of a conversation. um so you gotta change your mind. You gotta change your mindset. um Cold outreach is not a sales pitch, it's an opening line in the conversation. Basically, you're trying to open the door to a conversation that leads to a sale. You're not trying to get a sale off the bat. I know. Human nature, we want everything fast. We want money fast. We want our food fast. But sometimes it takes time to build to getting a sale. So one good thing is to try to build a targeted prospect list based on your criteria. So you'd say, again, Dallas might be too big. I don't know. Roofers in Grapevine who have bad GPPs. They're low on reviews. I'm gonna have to scroll a while before I find something. They have no reviews. They're got a bad website. Maybe just not even. They don't even have a website. And you can find this a number of ways. One way is just scrolling through Google Maps. There's lead finding sites that you can do. Like what was the one we used to do? Outscraper.
Yeah, outscraper.io, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. You can use LinkedIn, Facebook, stuff like that. And one good way, if you find a website on here, you can usually if you go to their Facebook, they have their email on there, or either that or their site. But let's see if I can find it. Yeah, info at texaspremierroofing.com. One thing you want to note though is you want to make sure. Let's see if I can do this live. You want to make sure you can verify it's a active address, because if you're constantly sending to bad email addresses, you might get a spam thing. Spam. What do they call it?
Yeah, well, you get marked with spam, and you get too many of those, and all of a sudden you're considered a spammer, and your stuff doesn't go through.
See, this one says do not mail. I don't know how. I never use zero bounce, so I can't verify if it's legit, but I'd probably avoid that one based on that. But yeah, you can make a spreadsheet with the business name, the owner's name, email, phone if you want. Although again, I don't know about calling. Just like any information you need, you can make a spreadsheet over time. And in this case, it's a lot of quality over quantity. Like 20 well-researched prospects beats 200 generic ones every time. Also, make sure you do a little studying up on the business before reaching out. Try to make your cold message, cold email, whatever you're doing, try to make it look like you did a little research, like it's a little personal. You can point out some problems, like, again, most of these are going to be pretty high up because Dallas is a big market, but you can point out, like, I don't know. I mean, you should be posting on Google Business Profile more, something like that. Or if you look at their website and it's not good, this one, I mean, it's fine. Is this the only page? It's kind of slow, but you can point out some issues with their website and check the reviews if they're responding. They're not responding. And just point out some issues and how you could be the one to fix it, basically, or how you would fix it. You want to?
All right, so basically, what Austin was saying, and I agree too, is do your homework. And he's, if you can say the person's first name to start off with, say that. You know, if you can't find it, you can still send it. But if they see their first name, they at least think you put something into it, and make it as personal as you possibly can. Like he said, I think if you're going to send 10 generic emails or one personalized, the one personalized has a better chance than those other 10. So write down one or two things that they could do better. Let's see, I'll just pick something random here. Let's look at this one. He's got a 4.9, so he's doing pretty good. So, as I just look at this, I see roofing contractor and solar, but his only category is roofing. I would do some research. I would find out what I can do for solar. Okay, right up here we got solar energy company that we can definitely do that in that market, and there's other things. So he's missing out on a good amount of money by not knowing that one tip. So and you can find these across the board. I picked out a very good one. I had no idea what I was going to get. He's got 111 excellent reviews, So he knows what he's doing. He's very good at it, but he didn't know that. And so he's obviously an excellent roofer, but for marketing, you can let them know, how much you can help. That one tip there is worth a lot of money to him, and I'm not going to take it. So if you're out there, you can reach out to that person. That's going to be something that's worth a lot of money to them. Um, Try to be specific and don't try to be cute or clever. Um, Something I noticed that people maybe will try to tell a joke or something like that, and these business owners aren't interested in your jokes. If they're going to read your thing at all, you got to get to them right away, and it's got to be really good. Um, Something uh, that you could put that you know these are all going to be hit and miss. Quick question about your Google Business Profile. If that was in the subject line, the person probably is going to have to look at your thing to see what it is. You might be a customer, so you want them to look at it, but you've got to make it really good after that. Um, Notice something on your Google listing. Probably going to look at it. They might not. Um, Artisan roofing. Something I spotted in the subject line. Those are all pretty decent. Something that to keep out of your emails is SEO. Businesses think that SEO people are scammers. I don't know what it is, but when they see that word, that's what comes to their mind. They don't trust that. And we don't even need to be talking in terms of our own lingo. We need to be talking about growing their business. Um, and that's what they're looking for. Um, how can we help them? And we can help them by coming up with a better subcategory, which will bring them in a good amount of business. What you would do with this, you'd search how many searches a month that solar companies are getting in Dallas and say, hey, you're missing out. And I'm not looking this up, but you're missing out on a possible 100 searches a month by missing out that one thing in your subcategory. And I'm sure there's a lot more that he's not including in there that he could or should have in there. Um, but you can see by researching, you can go in there and they'll be able to tell, okay, this person knows what they're doing. He's been doing this a long time and didn't know that, and you know it already. Um, in the body of the email, get right to it. Uh, Show exactly or tell what you noticed, how much money this is hurting them. If you know that these solar companies make a couple thousand, whatever they make per job, let them know how much they're missing out and how you can help them. So show the problem, rub a little salt in the problem, and you're the solution now. Problem solved. That's basically what a copywriter does, and then you got to think of yourself that way now. You've got to get through to these people some way. Um, Cold DMs on LinkedIn and Facebook is a little bit different. You've got to be careful how many you send. Um, LinkedIn, it's not even too bad just to send a few requests to people you think would be potential customers. Don't try to come off too strong in the beginning. If you come off too salesy, um, like I'm in LinkedIn, I don't really read those too much that are too salesy. A lot of times it's nice to connect, have a little bit of a conversation, and then if they want to move on, that works better. Facebook, um, you can do the Facebook groups, but I know I think that there's um, less people hiring out of there. I see a lot of stuff going for free there, so I would definitely stick with LinkedIn and those cold emails. I think are the two best ways to get these kind of customers. Um, Roofers aren't going to, these kind of businesses, electricians, plumbers, roofers, they get a lot of people trying to hit them up for business, and they're really not interested in it too much. So you've got to get the point across quickly and in a good way. And LinkedIn and cold email, I think, are the best. Some people like to cold call. I do not. You can always follow up afterwards too and say, I sent you something a couple of days ago. Did you have a chance to read that? Sometimes the follow ups will get you some more business, so that's always a good thing to do. what is a good thing that you could give somebody for free? So that is always a good way to get these people. You could do a free audit form, a free complete Google Business Profile audit, and a website audit. You could offer that for free. You can offer them the directory that they can be in your little Dallas directory, or if you can, cut this down into 40 or 50,000 people. I don't know Dallas all that great, but I'm sure that um, you're able to figure out if you live there, what makes sense to you. Whether it's West Dallas, East Dallas, I have no idea how they break it up. But if you can find a little niche there, you could be the one, and you've got your directory. People go in that directory, and you can build up some trust. And for most of the businesses, they need to trust you. Well, almost all of them need to trust you before they're going to do business with you. Uh, like I said, there's some people have some success with phone outreach. We're not even going there because we hate doing it as much as you. Um, but if you wanted to call people, it's the same idea. Get right to the point. Um, Tell them how you can help them, and then they might probably hang up on you quickly after that. But yeah, it does work sometimes. I know that. So, but I hate getting phone calls from businesses as much as you do, unsolicited. So um, that's about all I have on this. We will talk to you tomorrow, and thank you for watching.